Welcome back to another episode of Peel Out Garage. On this episode, I'm going to show you how to replace this with this. So this is my 2019 Yamaha V-Star 650. So here's the original indicators that come with the bike. They sit like this on the back of it. Now, I've already changed these to aftermarket ones, but these are just cheap LED eBay ones. This side's actually not working anymore, so I've gotten these ones. These are a brake light and indicator in one, so we're going to replace those with this, and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so step one, you need a 5mm Allen key, and you're going to undo the two bolts behind the seat. When you're undoing these, just hold your seat back with your thumb, just to make sure that your bolts don't score the leather. Okay, now you're going to lift the seat up towards the tank and pull back. So for the next step, we need to take off the battery tray on this side. We'll do that using a 5mm Allen key. Okay, so once you've gotten your bolt out, you're going to gently pull this back towards you. Be careful not to hit your pipes like I just did. When this bottom one just clips off, you'll see there's one clip here and one clip here. Put that aside out of the way. Okay, now this top plug here is what we need to undo. So we're going to take this out. This is the rear wiring loom. Unplug that, like so. Okay, now you're going to need a 5/16 Allen key to undo the two bolts on the side here on the frame. Important not to take these all the way out yet, because if you do take them all the way out, then the rear guard's going to slip down and you might scratch your frame. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Undo both bolts, but don't take them all the way out yet. Now you're going to see the guard has a whole bunch of free play in it. So you can go ahead and start undoing the rest of the bolts. One thing that would be good is if you could put a block of wood under the guard just to hold the weight of it. I'm not going to do that though, but it would be good. Okay, now I've got both front bolts out. We're going to gently lower this down until it sits on the tyre. Alright, once you've got one out, you'll notice that this wants to sort of wiggle around all over the place. So you are going to have to hold it while you undo the last bolt. Now, even though this rear guard is plastic, it does have a metal inner liner, so it is deceptively heavy. Okay, that bolt's about to come out. Grab the front of the guard, wiggle it a little bit. Now, you might have to coach this wire through. And then, going just down a little bit, you'll be able to pull this off. You want to make sure that you have a nice soft surface to put your guard on. We're going to flip it upside down and gently place it down like that. The next step, we're going to undo the two screws here. You don't need to undo your number plate, so we'll go ahead and undo those. Okay, so behind the housing there is two 10mm nuts you need to undo. And there's one more right underneath the tail light, which is hard to see. Okay. So once you remove the tail light, undoing the three nuts, there's one plug on the back which is really quick to undo. It makes life a lot easier just to have this out of the way. Now, you'll see these bullet connectors. These are your indicator wires. You need to undo those and then just push the wiring back through the holes on each side. Then you'll be able to remove this, twist this around. Now the wiring will come out, but it is a bit of a pain. You don't have to remove all of this, but I find that it makes life a bit easier to just have everything out of this housing. So, pull these wires through and out of the way. Now, the indicators will only have two wires from the factory, It's exactly the same setup as this. Mine have an extra wire because they do have the option of being tail lights as well, which is a function I'm going to use on the new tail light, so I'll show you how that's going to work. So the next step, using the 5mm Allen key, we're going to go along the sides here and undo these brackets, which are quite tight. You want to hold this as you undo it. There is a plug that holds it in, but you don't want to risk dropping it on your paint. Now, you're going to slowly and gently push this away from the guard with your fingers, and it should pop out like so. Now, the factory ones, there is just a bolt on the back of this. I can't tell you what size it is because I don't have one with me. But you'll undo this bolt on the back here, and then the indicator will slide through. Another tip as well when you're getting indicators, these ones have a slightly longer thread than the factory. So I had to go through and drill out a hole a little bit bigger in the side of my guard so that could fit through. The new ones that I have don't have the same issue. The thread is a bit shorter on them, so they should be alright. But just something to keep in mind when you are looking for indicators. So because I'm going to be using a tail light and stop light on my indicators as well, I've gotten a test light. I need to figure out what lights the stop lights and which lights the tail lights. So I've turned the bike on. The headlight comes on this all the time. Now I need to find a good earthing point. So we are going to use, we'll try the exhaust. Oh, there we go. Got power there. Okay. Now my tail light will always be on when I'm riding the bike. Anytime the bike's on, the headlight and tail light are on. So this should be my tail light. So that one is the blue wire with the red stripe. Now check your model, don't take my word for it. These might vary on different years, different countries, I'm not sure. So definitely get a test light and check this for yourself. But for me, we've got our middle wire here, so blue, and then we're going to do the brake light, which is going to be a bit tricky. That's the brake light, which is the one next to it. Okay, so for me, we're going to go for the blue wire with a red stripe as my tail light, and the yellow wire is going to be my brake light. Okay, so on my loom, we want to splice into this yellow wire and this blue wire. So, what's going to be the best way to do this? Okay, so I've decided what I'm going to do. So, imagine our indicators are here, the wiring's here. I'm going to splice into the loom here, and I'm going to run 2 wires out, and there'll be a connector just here. Then on this side, I'll run 2 connectors from this, run them around, and then they'll meet up on this side. So when you take the indicators off, you'll still have to pull the tail light off, and then there'll be 2 extra plugs you'll have to undo underneath here. The reason I've done that, I could have run everything into here and hidden it underneath the tail light, but there's already no room in there. Everything's really, really, really tight. So putting more connectors and more wires in there is just going to make it a nightmare when you have to work on it. Plus, it's going to be easier to remove later. Like, you won't have extra wires here you'll have to worry about if I ever want to put it back to stock. There'll just be 2 wires here, just cut them off, wrap tape over it, sorted. So I'm going to start with removing the sheath. Now obviously, if you were just doing the indicators and you weren't going to do the stoplight function as well, this part's not necessary. You would literally just put the bullet connectors on, plug them in, and put it back together. This is an extra step. So, we've got our sheath removed. I'm going to use my strippers. I'm going to solder some wire onto this. And while I'm at it, I'll solder wire onto the front here as well. Alright, so I've got the wrong color wire. Alright, so I have some blue and some yellow wire. I'm going to try to keep it as factory looking as possible. So I'll run the yellow ones over, and I'll do the same thing over here. You run the yellow and blue over, make it all match up nicely, and that way when you're trying to work out wiring problems later, if you ever have an issue, it should be a lot easier to track everything. Now I'm just going to wrap this around. little tip is when you're doing stuff like this, make sure that you put a male on one side and a female on the other side, so that way you can't possibly confuse these in the future. If I have to take these off for something else in the future and put it back on, I don't have to think about it. I just plug it in and off we go. Just makes life easier, trust me. Okay, so in my situation, the blue wire is my tail light and the yellow wire is my stop light. On here, the red is my stop light and the white is my tail light. Again, double check this for yourself with your own indicators and your own wiring, just to make sure that it is right. Make sure that you only buy good quality connectors. The cheap ones just fall apart. I've had so many of them snap when you put the actual, like when you crimp them, they actually snap. They're terrible. Never buy cheap ones. You'll honestly regret it. So I've taken the indicator off of the side mount. Now these have a little washer. It's got a little tab on it. They sit there like that. I don't know what it actually does or what it benefits. That goes there, and then there is a washer that goes on the back of it on this side. Okay, so I've got the first indicator onto the side rail. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go mount it on the bike, on the frame, so that I can angle the light and see where I want it. Now for looks, I want this light to be straight with the rest of the bike. However, for function, I'm going to aim mine up just a fraction, because generally cars are going to be a little bit higher than where the tail light on my bike's going to be, so that way it angles up towards the driver of those vehicles. Okay, so I'm doing the bar on the left-hand side. Now the wiring loom for this actually runs on the inside of this bar, so make sure that you do that. And there's a little clip just at the bottom of the mudguard here that it's got to pop into. Okay. Now don't worry about doing those up too tight yet. I go over them again once it's actually on the bike. Now, a good thing to do as well when you're doing these sorts of wiring is you want to try and keep your terminals away from each other. Same with when you're doing soldering. So I've offset these a bit, that way when I tape them together, they can't, even if they rub through the tape, they won't rub through onto each other, which is the main thing you don't want to happen. I'm pretty confident that I've got this right, but for argument's sake, I am going to go put this on the bike and trial it just to make sure before we go too far with it. Okay, so I just have to plug in the earth wire for this side. With any luck. So that's tail, and then we should have, yes. The camera really doesn't pick it up very well, but that looks amazing. I've used all the factory bracketry to hold the wires in. They're all taped up using the cloth tape. And then at the back of the bike, I've got all the wires hidden away in the taillight. Now on this particular bike, again, check yours first, but the green wire is the right hand side and the brown is the left hand side. Double check that on your own bike, but that's how mine's wired up. So you have to force all these wires up into this little pocket in here, and then the tail light slides in. Put the tail light in, and then you've got to do up the 3 nuts on the back of it. I'll show you what that looks like on the actual tail light. This will slide in this way, and then you'll have those 3 nuts to do up on the back. So it'll get pushed in like that. Okay, so I've got my bolts here on the ground ready to go. Got my Allen key here. Grab this, flip it around. Now, there's a rubber sheet here. That is supposed to go around the shock absorber, just in front. You'll see what I mean when you do this. You also need to make sure that you tuck your wiring down underneath the frame. You want to grab a bolt and throw it in the front one. One more, and throw it in the other front one. Plug this in. Let's see what happens. Oh, lights are going to work now. Okay, right indicator, perfect. Left indicator, perfect. Now you'll notice that these are flashing too fast. The reason for that is because the LEDs draw less current than what the halogen globes would have. You get resistors that you put in line. I actually have them fitted to this, but they were for the old indicators. These ones draw even less. So what I recommend doing is going to your local bike shop or auto electrical shop. Ask them about what you need. So tell them what you're doing, talk about what is going on and stuff, but they should be able to help you by getting the right ones for you. Brake lights. Right indicator. Left indicator. Alright guys, that is the end of the episode. The bike isn't fully back together yet because I'm doing some other work to it, which you'll see in an upcoming episode. Subscribe if you want to see more updates on this, and I've got the Hi-Song over here which we're building at the moment. You'll see a whole build series on that. We've got the Dodge, the Commodore, a bunch of other stuff we're working on, so subscribe if you want to see that. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, and we'll see you on the next one.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne